All right, welcome to this stream. This week I'm going to do some maintenance on SimplyTest.me, a project I haven't touched since the spring, besides some random dependency updates thanks to Dependabot and Violinist. So I'm going to do some maintenance on this live stream this week, give it a little bit of love so that hopefully I can coast on for a little bit more. And then next week I'll probably be back working on the Starshot trial experience. So first, I'm going to go through some of these pull requests. I found one that I need to finish around improving logic around major versions, especially now that we have Drupal 11. But I wanted to see about getting Drush and Drupal core upgraded. These failed. I need to see why. I also would love to know why my computer is running extra hot, it seems. Oh, PHP Storm's indexing. All right, so let's see why Drush failed to update. That's a whole lot of failures. So let's see why. Install dependencies. Okay, because Dependabot updated and the jobs are running at a lower version. So let's see what's going on here. I have a feeling we updated the PHP versions for Lagoon and everything, but not GitHub Actions itself. So let's look at Composer JSON. It says greater than 8.1, but what do we have that's being built in our CLI file? Where's this coming from? 8.1. Okay, so everything is 8.1. Why did Dependabot run at 8.2? Probably because it doesn't know what it's doing. All right, so let's see. Why would it try to update? I thought Dependabot would read. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure why. Which we should update to PHP 8.2. Anyways, which let's just see PHP 8.1 end of life. I don't even remember when that happened. If it did, I think it was extended. Okay, yeah, so it has additional support. Let's just get this is bumped. Let's just bump to PHP 8.2 anyways. I'm gonna make that be my first task. So let's just do PHP 8.2 for the branch name and start going through. Second. So ddev, let's do ddev config. I mean, I feel like we should just bump to 8.3, but I'll do 8.2 at least. You know, let's do 8.3. Let's just go to all the way to 3. I really don't think anything will break. We'll find out. No, let's do 2. We're just going to do small bumps for now. Just to be sure. So we got our ddev config. Then we got to go to GitHub workflows. MySQL 5.7. See, this is the install. We're set up PHP. This needs to be 8.2. This needs to be 8.2. Should move that to a global constant somewhere. So it's easier to update. 8.2. Cypress uses 8.2. All right. VS Code config. No, not the config. Cypress, that's just our tests. Docs. We have commands. Oh, that's for Lagoon. So the CLI, here we go. We have from use Lagoon. Let's do 2. That should be a. Let's check. to make sure. So is that PHP 8.2 CLI Drupal? Let's check. We'll use Lagoon Hub. Can you search the repos? I thought you could. I guess not. I thought you could search the repos, but I'm sure that's got to be an available image. We'll find out. So Nginx. Yep, we don't need to change that. And then the PHP one, again, change that to 2. Keep that open. So Lagoon, scripts vendor web, Docker ignore, no. env, no. I think then Docker compose, this is for Lagoon. That doesn't have anything in it. And then finally, let's do composer JSON and bump this to be 8.2. And what we'll do is we'll update the lock file because it'll complain. So we'll do ddev composer. Those are update. And we'll just do --lock. --lock won't update anything. It just regenerates the hash in the lock file, which would be including our 8.2 change. So let's see what these failures were for upgrading Drupal core to 10.3. So site install passed, which is fine. PHP stand failed. Okay. And PHP unit failed. So we'll start with the 8.2 upgrade and then move on to Drupal core upgrade. And then I'll tackle some of these issues that have been filed. Hopefully we'll get through it all. So let's review this diff. All right. Did not finish writing the... I think I gotta wait for this to finish because it did not finish writing the composer.lock changes. So this goes, let's go ahead and I really want to get that one done too. Let's review some of the issues while this is wrapping up. So I took a look at this issue. They opened a merge request. So before we used to have the code on Drupal.org. Now it's not. It's on GitHub. We have to change something from no install to no update. So we can work on that. The Umami one-click demo does not work because it goes to Drupal's 11. Okay. Thanks for reporting. We should restrict to for now until 11.0x is fully supported. Since I know I'm going to work on this, I'll sign it to myself. That's a quick fix. Cannot run schema.org blueprints demo. That's not the right. Here's the URL. Okay. Oh, really? Okay, so minimum stability. This should be feasible to do. This one-click demo is a quick fix. Build test on 11.x. See their merge request. Why did it not create a site default directory? That's the best question. Because that should be already existing. Okay, that's a quick fix. And we'll start there. There's more to do, but we'll at least start with this collection of items. There, the lock file was updated. diff. This project just kills my computer, and I'm not entirely sure why. All right, so just updated the lock file there, and where else? Okay, just some metadata. So let's do switch update to PHP 8.2. We'll commit these. Push to the branch and open a pull request. Oh, good. It actually pre-filled the title. This must have been with the recent change that I decided to start doing that, which is nice. So let's create the pull request. One second. That can wait. All right, fail to create pull request. Oh, okay. I can't do it from there anymore. So let's do it from command line. All right. So we'll watch for this to build. Finder Composer. Oh, let's pause this. Hold on a second. It's indexing. Finder Composer. Stuff that's being moved as part of the install. That's the problem. That's why I usually never do Composer stuff inside of Docker on Mac OS for this exact reason. But we'll try to let this chill out and then continue on to the core fixes. Let's see why Cypress failed so fast. Usually there's errors there because it uses version numbers. Install npm dependencies. What? Okay, looks like I gotta fix. We gotta fix some npm stuff. I don't know why that passed. This would finish installing. That'd also be great. All right. Well, we can continue with this Cypress build broken. I'll fix it shortly. So here from root project. Oh, is it updated the ESLint config Airbnb, but didn't update ESLint. I can't stand package management for front end plugins. That's also something I wanted to do. Is right now there's front end or the library tooling for the theme, and the front end is just such a mess of things that aren't used. Like there's still gulp stuff in here. I'm pretty sure we're not using any of the gulp items. Just that needs to be cleaned up. So like build, npm run production, mix, post CSS. Yeah, because there's still some leftover CSS being used in this gulp. And there's no, as far as I can see, we're not actually linting with anything. So that also needs to get cleaned up. Before I get too far, What PR is this? 417. I want to see if this builds correctly. It failed. So that's a... Where did it fail? Downloading, installing. Okay, it's failing. I gotta fix this first. So let's unpause the indexing. I'm gonna let that finish finally, and then we're going to fix NPM. And we're gonna fix this issue with the NPM dependencies because that we're not deploying right now. So if I were to go to the project root, look at the main branch, deployments, failed. Great. So it's always wonderful. Let's check out main. Don't ask me that again. Let's update the project. And fix NPM. Do a new branch, fix NPM, ESLint. Don't ask me that again. All right, so I'm gonna try to wait for this to finish before I do more work because it's slow. All right, where was the error? Core update 8.2. Oh, this will probably give me the log faster. Or if we do, oh yeah, just load for me. See if this goes faster. Consolidate my tabs a bit. Oh, great. Okay. Let's minimize this. I'm going to go ahead and do a ddev npm CI. Let's see if I can just get it to replicate locally. While I wait for one of these to load. As far as I can tell, like, it's not my internet because it's loading, or like the stream seems to be fine. But maybe it's just Brave browser. Let's see. All right. So cannot resolve. Fix upstream dependency. So let's see here. So we gotta go to package JSON, ESLint, 5.0. Here cannot resolve. It wants 7 or 8. So retry this with npm. Here we go. Fix via command line. All right, now that page loaded. So we're going to see if Copilot can help a bit, because I don't want to just blindly load it. That's not okay. I want to update ESLint. How do I do that via npm? That's literally it. You just write it in here. All right. So let's do install ESLint at 7 and see what happens. We take for granted how great Composer is compared to NPM or other package management tools. By far, like the fact that you just update your package.json and type install instead of update or require blows my mind. So let's see. So yeah, we need to upgrade to 7. I think that would fix it all. Otherwise, we'll try the workaround. Okay. It'd be great if these indexes would finish updating. I forgot to open PHP Storm before going live, so that way this could be done. I was reading through some of the issues ahead of time and forgot this very important part because I haven't opened this project in months, so like there's no shared indexes available right now. So it's like building it all from scratch. All right, while that goes, we can actually see. What I can do is work on this fix that they mentioned. So let's go ahead. I can do this via the UI because, you know, multitasking is always a great idea. So changes. This goes into the preview config generator, which is a mega class. So I should be able to do it all from right there. So we need to change all instances of -- no install to no, or no update to no install. I had this incorrect and I realized it just the other day while doing something at work. So it's in Tugboat. Correct, right? This is in Tugboat source preview config generator. Yeah, so when you look at this for instances of no update. So if we look at getcomposer.org, we'll see where the problem is. So if we do command line and then update, so there's no install. Wait, hold on. Composer update. That's not what he actually run though. Second. So where is this wrong? So require, sorry. So let's go to require. For require, no update does not update the .lock file. It's no install. So we want to update the log file, but we don't want to install anything. So whenever we have no update, it should only be on the require. So there's the issue. The log file is basically never updated here. So this has been broken for a while, I think. So we'll go ahead. We're going to edit this file. And we'll change no update to no install. Because the idea is to prevent it from. The idea here is we are doing a bunch of stuff. We don't want it to install yet. We just want to update the lock file. So no install, right on require. Yeah. So when we do require, we want to do no install. I don't know if maybe this changed from when we first worked on it. Let's do no install. No install. Require. Again. Install. Install. Patch add. I'm going to keep this one because I have no idea. We have it there. I don't know if it actually does anything or not, but I'm going to leave it. So let's change it. Let's say use not or use no install over no update. For where'd that page go? See there. We're gonna make a new branch. Propose the changes. This is still indexing. All right. Let's create. I'm going to actually copy this issue. Let's create the pull request. And I'll link it over here. Click save. And while we're waiting for everything else to possibly run, and an ad break's about to start in about 15, 13 seconds, at least something's got fixed via the UI, or will be fixed. I'm going to move this PR alongside the issue in this tab. And during the ad break, I'm going to go take a pause myself. Be right back. All right, I'm back. And this is re-indexing again. Oh my word. But during the break, this finished running. So you can see about updating ESLint. So that way we get bills running again. So let's go ahead. We'll just push the PR and see what happens. Looks like some scaffolding changes from Drupal. The Drupal update kicked in. I'm going to revert these quick, so we don't want them to be part of these changes, and we can deal with that another time. Fix ESLint here dependencies. Let's commit and push. And open that PR so we can get the merge train going on a few other items. All right. So hopefully this fixes it, and then we can get back to getting PHP 8.2 running, and also this item. Oh, PHP unit failed, of course, because we test this pretty strictly. So I'll need to check this out locally, which I'll just do right now. And see if I can quick just pop in those changes. Do a push custom, tugboat, test. Let's just do a search for no update. $71 results. So, let's see. from this overview, looks like we can replace everything in here to be no install. Let's do a replace all. The D8 config will be different. Let's go to D9. So require patch add is where we need to keep it. So we'll do this line by line. Require. Or it might be easier to replace it all, but then revert this one line. But that we skip. Replace. Skip. Keep on replacing it. Feel like this would also be easy if we just drop Drupal 8 and 9 support. Make maintain this a whole lot easier too, but the main part is just getting this baseline. And then we can cross that bridge. So Drupal 8 config test. Let's just start doing the same thing here. There's a patch add, so we're just going to replace where we know we should. Instead of doing a blind. Replace all. Update. Nope, shoot. There we go. Replace. Okay, so 2 results. Both patches. Update. Tests. We'll push and see where that goes. Fix an ESLint. Where'd this get us? All right, the Cypress test failed. When it loads, we'll see that it's based on some random version numbers, which, again, one day I'll write mocks for this test so it doesn't fail when the modules we test with have releases. But today's not that day. Just want it to load. Come on. I really don't know if it's my internet or parts of the internet or what. But I'd love to just see these logs so I can make sure the failure is that one. Let's see if it built a 420. Check something over here. Let's try a refresh. Let's see if that did anything. Guessing not. No. Come on. I feel like it's going to be safe to merge, but I would love to see this actual output before I do. But I don't think my internet's going to make that possible. Here, I'm going to pause this. See if that has anything to do with it. see if there's anything extra running in the background. This is usually not this bad. All right, there. Production result. Let's just look here. Oh, that's going to look. Shutting down. Warn. Yeah, that's not going to make it at all easy to read. Okay, so yeah, this is just filling on version numbers, which is to be expected. I'm cool with merging this. Let's squash merge. Delete. So we will click update branch. We're going to do the same over here. When it decides to load, PHP unit still failed. Let's see where before I do update the branch. Instance manager test. Okay, so let's update the branch. Resume. Let's open that class. Oh shoot, did I ruin create project? Because create project should definitely be no install. Doesn't look like it. Okay. All right. So this should be. That's right, because that is no install. We're moving to no install. Is it just this one line here? It's not going to run while it's indexing. Of course. Look at this. Hopefully a few more seconds and be out of this indexing nightmare that's happening. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's update this branch, rebase the changes on top of it. To be fair, this is probably a me problem with this and changing branches so often, and something has a lot of files, not necessarily PHP Storm. Because I have the same issue with VS Code with the language servers always running and never processing. But this is definitely a whole new level today. Because it won't let me run while it's indexing, so we'll go ahead and re-review the output. It should just be that dash no update. Yeah, it's just I've only had this happen. This happens whenever I haven't touched a project in forever, and then I start working on it, and that's the problem. Like, I forgot to boot this up and let PHP Storm be chill before I started doing work, and then I started doing work and never letting the indexes settle. I'm changing branches all around. It's like, I get it in some regard, but gosh. Like, at this rate, I think I'm just going to pause it because there's no point in letting it settle. No, it won't let me render. Okay, let's just do update instance manager test. Yeah. It's gonna, since I'm not doing any real like work where the indexes help me right now, I'm just gonna let it sit because it's slowing me down versus let me just get some quick changes in. So let's look at this update to PHP 8.2. what we got going on here. 1 minute, 19 seconds means we got the same failures about where it's on version number. Okay with that. 417 is the pull request. Let's make sure it builds. That's a big thing. 417. Right, yeah. Deployments running. It's the only part is the build can take a while sometimes. We gotta get Node updated on this too, because then maybe the builds would be a little bit easier with Node and getting rid of gulp. I don't even know what the gulp script is doing anymore. So it's a partial build. There's a theme that has a React app embedded in it, and then there's some CSS done inside the Drupal theme with gulp. And it's just, the focus was just get this simply test.me up to date and on to Drupal 10 off Drupal 6 or 7, whatever it was. And there's just a lot of cleanup work that hasn't been done yet. Yeah, like it's calling gulp.js, build CSS. But where's the gulp file? There it is. So in here, we're not calling any of this, are we? We're doing build CSS. So what does build CSS do? Plugins, CSS import, custom properties, nested, mix, and auto prefixer. Okay, it's doing all of these things. Like we don't have watch CSS, so I could delete that. We're not linting it. I think I might try to yank some of this stuff out today too, just to see if it makes building faster, because we probably don't need a lot of this. Let's do main, rebase, roll back my workspace. So let's go ahead and do purge some gulp. All right. Paths. Yeah, web, themes, simply test, post CSS. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of CSS in here that I don't even know if we need. But that's okay, so that'll stay. Like, right, we got the paths there. Lint CSS. Let's get rid of it. Where's this gulp style lint? That's 1, 2. Lint CSS was fail. Lint CSS fix. No, we're gonna get rid of that. We're just gonna yank it out, which means we can remove this guy, this thing. So let's do ddev npm uninstall. I think that's it. Gulp style lint. I'm gonna make sure that actually uninstalls it before I close up too far. Let's see if this build's still going. It is. Let's view the raw logs. It's not showing it. Because once it builds, I want to view the site, and then I'll merge that. We can uninstall the silent. Custom properties. I don't know if this is used. They're there. It is used, but I don't know if it's actually being used. The watch CSS. Do we have? We're using mix watch there, so I can delete that. Is when I built the React app, I used Laravel Mix, which I'd love to move to Vite and Tailwind. So yeah, I think we can just eventually just get all of this moved over, because Tailwind is checking out all the templates as well. So I think we could just get rid of gulp and the custom post CSS work. All right, pushing the images. So that means it built, so we can get onto a test environment soon. Oh, reopen this. Yeah, it's just OBS and PHP Storm eating up everything. All right. Come on, build. Something. All right. Remove 3 packages. Audited 2,136. So package lock. Let's review this diff. Goodness. Okay, dev. What got removed? Chalk. Silent. Like, why was chalk added? I know that's for like styling like output, but jeez. Okay. So let's just commit. This. Remove. This will just be some busy work while I wait for these dependent PRs to merge. Post rollout tasks. So if that's running. Okay, it's doing the install because it's a pull request. So that's good. What else? Let's look at this. Source maps. Don't really want source maps. I think that's fine without. Where is this? To dist, CSS. That's not even where that goes. Where is this going to? Destination dist CSS. Styles. This isn't. Didn't even remove the invalid comments like it's supposed to. Whatever. So we could. I guess we can keep that. Let's look at. So mixin. What are the mixins used here? Mixin is in here somewhere. What mixin is being used? Define flex container. Mixin and fixes. Like, where is this even being used? So like here, wait, this isn't even being used. And it's not discarding comments. I thought there was like a comment discarder. Or maybe I removed that and I shouldn't have. So let's just delete these comments. This flex container is making sure not used. Flex item. Not used. See if this is being used. Full width. Not used. Button probably going to show up somewhere. But let's just see. Dot button. Yeah, that's not. So let's delete that file. Where was it called? It was like mixins. Import mixins. Not needed. So let's go delete the usage of mixin. And uninstall it. Let's do. And check this out. Update the PHP deployed. All right, so we got the deployment. Environment overview. Right on. We got 8.2 running. Let's look for paragraphs. Paragraphs module was picked. We got Drupal core 10.3 running. Let's launch it. This is usually like my go-to tester. And while that runs in the background, we'll wait for that to build. Need to make a note for myself on one of my mini note cards that STM dev needs normal. So we have two tugboat instances. One's used for dev and one's used for prod. And it actually ends up making testing this a little bit harder because they are working on two different environments when they don't need to be. Like, it's not doing anything to the configuration. So that will be a little bit easier when that's changed. We'll let this run in the background. If this builds, I'm going to merge the PR. Given the fact that we got to this point, proves it works, so I'm actually just going to merge it. So let's update to 8.2. Okay, so that merged. Yay, we're at 8.2 now. Let's do Dependabot. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. Let's do Dependabot rebase. We're going to rebase this PR and also the Drupal core one. So we can get to that logic there. Let's do an update on that PR. And also this one. And we can say that we removed post CSS mixins. Slowly but surely, it's going to get cleaned up. And hopefully this just makes it easier to maintain so other people can jump in. Right now, it just feels so hard. And I don't want it to be that way. But it's going to take a little bit. So let's commit and push. And let's update this branch. All right, so this is going. Cool. We should be all set there. Once this passes, I'll merge. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead. Who opened this? Created an issue. I'll give them credit because they made a fix. Try it. I'm just going to give them access. And myself. Okay. Pending merge. Great. Thanks for the find. Save it. But again, I should probably wait for a build to happen and verify the logs here because it would show up when they in the stage download. So yeah, let's check that out. Let's stage download. Appears too strict. It's not too strict. See, it's weird that this doesn't complain about it being incorrect. What the other one does, so we'll see what happens. But I know I was working with it and I actually hit an error because I was using no update instead of no install, where the lock file wasn't being modified. So wait for that to run. Drupal core. Let's refresh that PR. Let's create this PR. Remove. Remove script dependence. We'll say clean up gulp script dependencies. Submit as a draft so we can keep working on it. Using, what does this do? Pipe using styles updated. Okay, whatever. Plumber, what's Gulp Plumber do? It's not even used, so check this out. Building the instance. Let's refresh. Okay, it killed the instance because I merged the PR. That's right. So let's go back. So this deployed at least. Let's go view this deployment and test it out. I want to make sure this still works. So we'll launch this sandbox. And you look for the download. There we go. So wait for that to start building. Gulp Plumber isn't even used. So let's remove it. All right, this is building PHP. Gotta reply to something on Drupal Slack real quick. All right. Okay, so at the download, so 5 packages were added. So no install. Nothing to modify in lock file. Composer update. Oh, because we run composer update here instead of composer install. That's why. So in Drupal 8, it's calling install and not update. That's probably why we're seeing that warning. Okay, so that's probably why, but I guess this doesn't hurt to do either. So composer no install. Yeah, so it's locking it to there. And we have the instance. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna squash and merge. Say it's fixed. What do we delete here again? Gulp Plumber. All right, so that's one issue fixed. Let's push that. Again, I feel like this needs to get merged to fix Drupal 11 support, but we're not there yet. Oh, this one-click demo should be a quick fix for Umami. Let's do that in the UI so I can keep my local going. So let's go to code. I'm going to bring it over to here. So web. All right, so we got web, modules, custom, OCD, source, plugin. All right, here we go. Umami. So it says here, create Drupal project, recommended project. And I just did the syntax on the Wasm Drupal runtime. So I'm just going to do copy paste. And the Drupal core artifact, because I need to pin it to Drupal 10. So there we go. We can put a comment, pin to Drupal 10. Drupal 10 to 10 for now until it is supported. All right, so let's commit the changes, do new branch, pin Umami demo to Drupal 10. That means that the commerce one might be broken too, maybe, possibly. Let's review. All right, so that's going to run. We'll wait for it to build, and then I will test it out. Let's go to logic. Oh, it's got to resolve conflicts there now. Let's just finish cleaning this up. So we've got custom media, but what does that do even? Breakpoints. Oh, custom media. This is used in the footer. Like, what? It's like, that's just a CSS variable. Whatever. We'll keep that. I'm not going to change it too much now. So clean auto prefixer, CSS import. I'm guessing that's for that import. Partials. Yep. Nested, yes. Custom properties. All right. That's just going to have to sit. So I don't really know. The one thing could be rename. I don't think this is being used. Gulp tasks. Build. Default. Post CSS. Isn't that all inside of this gulp file? Gulp task. I'm not sure, so we'll leave that until gulp is removed. All right, this is just gonna have to be abandoned and moved on to the other tasks now. There's at least some cleanup that went in. So let's see, the drush bump. PHP stand failed. Why did PHP stand fail? Let me go ahead and check out main. Update. Unknown drush style. Okay, so let's check out this pull request. So what is it? Good PR check out. 414. Let's go to web modules, custom to simply test projects, source, commands. Where does it say Drush style? Right, simply test project commands, line 83. This IO error. All right, maybe this isn't going to be possible without. Now I need my indexes back. Unknown class Drush style. Call the method error on unknown class. Well, that's different. Why would that? Oh no. I think I know what this is from. There's a Symfony 6 compatibility, and I think nope, style. I think if we go to style, Drush style. Yeah. PHP stand, what's the fix? There is a fix, but I don't remember it. Where'd it go? GitHub, PHP stand Drupal, search. Drush style. I thought an issue was open for this. Yep. There we go. I've never seen this. But now so I guess we can try replace these. Okay. Weird. I have not had that happen. But there we go. So let's try adding that to PHP stand. So there's the parameters. Scan directories. V6. Which is weird because I'm pretty sure that already exists here with this current version, and I've never had issues. But now we are. It's just weird. So let's try adding that. Git diff, git commit v, scan drush symfony compat directory. Let's push. Hopefully that gets us over the finish line. And this is failing across the board. That's going to be a bigger one to work at. Let's see if I can resolve these conflicts in the UI. That failed PHP unit because of course it did. This, as we changed, I'm going to fix that in locally. So let's see, 422. This is just never going to stop indexing. It's official. All right. PR is 422. Does not have an environment yet. Why not? 421 does. Let's just mark it ready. Let's view it. If the CSS looks good, we can ship it. CSS looks fine. So we'll merge, and that will give us a PR environment for 422. Since we're waiting on 379, 413, 414, 413. Oh, Drupal core. Maybe. Wait, that shouldn't even be. Yeah, it's Drupal core, but it's not built. But hoping now we'll get one for 422. And not, 414. We don't need this environment to exist, so let's delete it. We don't need a PR environment for Drush. We should, because we could test the commands, but I'm trusting PHP stand for that. Okay, so let's check out 422 locally to fix the test. 422. And the test is Umami config test, because it has the constraint now. Create. Wait. Umami config test. Line 24. Well, not exactly line 24, but now install. That should fix the test. Git commit v. Fix test. Let's push it. Check our environments. Maybe that commit will now cause. No, with that commit. Oh, what? Oh. Crap. Log. Is this going to actually work? Oh. Okay, good. Now that there's a commit, that should trigger a build. Should is the key word. So Drush. Looks like we've got it made. Just double check the errors just in case. Yep. I'm gonna squash and merge it. And let's see if we can get 422 visible. Almost. So not a lot done, but there is at least some bug fixes that have gone in. Version match found does not match the constraint. This. Okay, I need to reply to this. It doesn't seem like that would fix it. The requested package, the requested version was what Composer says the only versions are. Let's save, and then let's look at this project to see. So we want Drupal.org, project, schema.org demo. Okay, so there's alpha 24. I think I found the problem. Notice how, the package name for Composer is, why is it duplicated? Something else is holding on to schema.org demo. I bet the latter does not have an alpha release. Shoot. So here's a question that we need to figure out. Do I have an HTTP file anywhere in here? No. What is it? It's www Drupal.org API D7 node. All right, let's start here. So here's a problem. Sometimes packages, if they have duplicated names, or if it used to be a submodule, then gets promoted to a full module, you get this weird name. And I want to see if we can get the proper name from the API. Because what we do right now is when you pass a module, we take the machine name and assume that that's the Composer package name, because usually it is, but in this case it's not. So we have to look for tree. That's a machine name. No. Shoot. I don't know if I click something or not, so I'm just going to refresh the page. All right, 442 is, just want to check back on this. Building. Okay. I looked at the API and there is nothing about the Composer package name. Okay, that's the Composer package name. But if we go back to, let's go to the release and see if we can get this release node ID. No, let's see. If somewhere in the markup we've got the Drupal node ID, we sure do. All right, so let's look at the release node and hope release files, label, SHA, the title, the URL. Nothing about the Composer name. The release does not contain the Composer package either. All right, that's a problem, and I'm not going to open Slack on a live stream. So we'll have to follow up with this with the Drupal.org infrastructure team. All right, that's a bummer, but at least that's been, figured out why. So let's get to the Umami demo and see if this has deployed. Yes. All right. So let's click on the Umami demo and we're going to make sure that it goes out. If it does, we'll merge that, and that's at least a good fix. And then I'm going to try to rebase this locally. So actually, while that runs, what was the error they reported? Oh, the straight crashes because of PHP version. All right. So this should pass. So now let's take my branch. Check out. Let's update it. Actually, I think main is behind also. Main. Let's check that out. Update it so I can merge it locally. Now refactor this branch, or merge it rather. So I think this is gonna work. We'll get the umami demo. Let's go main, merge in main. Let's merge. Please let me do a smart merge. Yes. Wonderful. Thank you, PHP Storm. Push. Pinwheel of Doom. All right, let's push that branch. All right, so this seems to work now. Let's squash and merge. Fix is going out. Pinning to fixed it for now. Let me give myself credit for fixing it. And save. So code's managed on GitHub, but we still do issues on Drupal.org for issue credits. I don't think it hasn't improved contribution efforts. Like, kind of want to just move to everything to GitHub, but there's some folks who still want on Drupal.org for that process. Let's see. What about this? Exif. All right. Let's see what this would take to do. PHP add exif. I don't even know. I'm so used to working with Docker. PHP install exif. Enable exif. Okay. That should be easy to do. I don't know how to do it though. So let's see how we handle preview config generator. Oh, this. Make these configurable. That's not what I want. Okay. Oh, it is Docker extension install. Okay, we have that here. That's right. It is Docker image. So is it just? That's a typo and a half. Installing exif. Let's see. Since the environment is a Docker build, it's just Docker PHP extend. Correct. All right. That can be an easy one to take care of later on. This major versions one passed. maybe we can look at this too really quick. Let's go back to simply test. Let's go to main. I want to see what's deployed yet. Running. All right. Still got about a half hour work time in here. So I'll see if this goes through and try to reproduce this 11.x issue where the settings.php or the site's default isn't available. That means something else broke, in my opinion, or seems like something else broke. Okay, how does this improve the logic? By putting major version to an integer. Oh, I see. So here goes Tugboat QA PHP Apache. So I got to see what the default. So let's go to docs.tugboat.qa. I think that's the URL. Tugboat images. Never mind, this took me here. PHP. Supported tags. So, okay. So that I should note. Let's make a note here. Defaults to the latest PHP version. Just add that note there. So if it doesn't pin to a specific version, it will be the defaults to the latest, which means that it should work with 11. Unpause the indexing there. So so if the version is greater than 8, do composer update. Otherwise, okay, so that works. So instead of checking 10.9, we just do an explicit check on 8. If it's greater than 9, go to this. So if it's greater than, so instead of checking 10 or 9, just strictly check if it's 9 or greater, which could be 8 or greater. I think that needs to be standardized. If it's greater than 8 or not, yeah, I want to standardize on that logic. So let's minimize here. So this should be if greater than 8, else if there's no else if here. This should just be else then. For 7 and 8, that was pre-composer builds. So we do else. Make a comment. Legacy non-composer build. All right, where else was that found? So here, we'll say is greater than 8. So then is 8, and then is 7. Okay. And then is equal to or greater than 9. Again, we'll make this greater than 8. Just to standardize it on one format, because then it's going to be easier to find later on. Else if. So we'll just make this be else. There's no other true pathway. So if it's equal to 8, and then this says if equal to 7 afterwards, or then else. Okay. That's right, because this setting here, that's the same for 8 or others. So I'm gonna make a commit for this one quick. Standardize core checks to 8 for composer builds. Just make that commit. So yeah, here we're all just checking numbers. I added that else there. Okay. So 7, case 7 is not equal to, yeah, so that way it's all numeric. Is it greater than or equal to 8? Provide the hash salt immediately. So again, I want to just make this more explicit. It's greater than 7. Greater than or equal to 9. I removed all these, but I'm just going to research it just to make sure. All right. Now that just fixes all the tests. This is all test data, test data, test data. All right. Standardize check. And then push anyway. And look at the indexes are done. They decided to chill out. Let's refresh. I want to check this deployment. Okay, it's complete. What was I going to check? Oh, yeah, this 11.x dev. So I followed up to that issue. Checked in those tags. We've got the comment here, so we know. Pull that out of the group. Let's go to simplytest.me. So build test 11.x Drupal core. Let's do 11.x.dev and launch the sandbox, and we'll see what happens. I'm assuming it's going to crash because we don't have this fix in here. Like without this fix, it's not going to work. So I'll link and say, I think the fix is in, which ensures latest core versions get latest PHP plus Apache image. Yep. The build silently failed on an unsupported version of Drupal core. See, no Drupal code base was added. All right, so yeah, it's like a false positive because right here it just straight skips all the steps because there's no core version supported. So what we can do now is I say merge this. Just wait for this to finish for all intents and purposes. So probably once we merge this, then Drupal 11 will be supported. And I'm going to open an issue about dropping Drupal 8 and 9 or 8 support. But somebody tried to build an 8.9 instance. want to see if this code still exists or where this code exists. Wait, is my branch just that far behind? Is this branch actually? I'm going to update the branch. I know that just finished, but like we just fixed that. Oh, we did with no install. That's right. No install. My own time for this. This should be fixed now via as mentioned. And awesome. Do folks really test 8.9 often? That's a different question. So let's do create a new issue. Remove support for Drupal 8. Task code. Drupal 8 has a lot of custom setup than 9.10 has. Drupal 8 support has some very specific code paths, as it's not a composer project template build. This project, it'd be easier to maintain with it dropped, and it's also unsupported and very old. Drupal 9 support isn't a lot of extra effort, but it is also EOL. Drupal 7 can remain until it is EOL, I suppose. Drupal 7 will remain since since it is not EOL. And I will try to get some feedback on that from folks. And then I'll merge this. And maybe there'll be enough time to see the build and verify. If builds are only taking 4 minutes, I'm hoping that can be pretty quick, since it's only building the PHP code and the theme's not modified. That it will just work. Guys, I don't know why I'm waiting for it to go. I know it's going to fail. So let's just squash merge. And close the tab. Although I'm dumb there. I could have tested its PR branch before merging it, but oh well. YOLO, as they say. So that would be a big win. With this, so we've got the Umami demo fixed. D11 support was basically added or fixed. And some dependencies cleaned up. I'll take that as a pretty good win for today. And let's go back to the main branch. Check out. While I wait for this to finish building, I'm just going to review our CSS classes. Again, I just want to get this Drupal theme cleaned up, because it's just doing so much inside of it. And if we don't need most of it, like the form. Oh, because we got this background image thing. So like post CSS, style.css. We've got utilities and components. Utilities, init, variables. What's in the variables? This root, section margin. Well, here's one. Let's just check input margin. Is this used? I'm going to say theme cleanup. That's what I'm calling it. So input margin, not used. Section margin. This is used. It's declared twice, but used only once. So let's go ahead, delete that here. Block margin var unknown function rem CSS function. No, that's, you're gonna load that, but not okay. I want to actually read about this function. Baseline in 2024. So that's new. So I'm not going, I'll keep that there for now until this is fixed or this is changed. So we'll keep that. Head 6. That's not used. Let's do 5. Not used. 4. Shoot. So make sure. Stop. The down arrow. 4. Not used. 3. Yes, it is. In one spot for 20 pixels. So I'll put it there. We're going to get rid of the variable since it's used in one spot. Let's do 2. Not used. Again, I'm making sure it's going through the whole thing so I don't break it. H1, not used. Base font family size. I don't think this is used. Nope. Font family. Nope. Let's do gutter. So is it defined twice? Oh, it's being defined on the root. So let's just remove that for now. Let's check this deployment. It's running. Wait for it to finish. Content width. Max width, content okay. Very large. Okay, that's fine. Body container. Width. Isn't used in one spot. So this is actually used. Fine. XL is not used. Medium not used. Not used. Okay. Again, the main goal here is to just clean this up enough so we can just move everything to Tailwind, which we have a lot of these files in. So init goes to variables, breakpoints. All right, so components, which this is probably done deploying. All right, so let's go to the environment. Let's go to simplytest.me and see if this works. Drupal core 11.x, launch the sandbox. And I'll drag this over a little bit so I can see just enough if it errors or not. So block banner, region banner. Okay, we don't have, let's see, templates, block. No. Components. All right, so this just brings everything in. Content, region content. Like this stuff, I'd rather just move into the page and slap in our Tailwind work. Yeah, so that's not there. Okay, so that requires all some work to be done. Explanation. I have no idea what this is. Page front, I see. There isn't even. Oh, there is. Okay. Well, these I can do off stream on a different day to just change up. Oh, what's this before? So you know what? This theme cleanup. Let's just do diff. We remove some variables. Check out main. Get B. MySQL 8. I want to leave that issue open so I can ask people about it. So database. Let's go figure out this database so we can get Drupal 11 to work. The modules, custom. Source, preview config generator. Where do we say MySQL? Right here. Oh, look, this has never had to be modified. So let's say, let's do MySQL version equals. We're going to default to 8 now. Let's talk about images. Let's get to the images. Let's go to MySQL, supported tags. Oh, so they don't even have 8 listed anymore. But they do support 5. That just must be very old. So we'll say, oh, where's the major version? Let's do here. We'll do MySQL version match parameters major version. Delete. Let's do default. This feels like it's overkill. That feels like it's overkill because eventually I don't think there's gonna be that many differences. So we'll just say if parameters major version say is greater than 10. MySQL version equals 8. Else MySQL version equals 5. We'll say. Although really we could add it for 10, but we'll just leave it there. And an ad was about to start. I'm going to snooze it because I will be done soon. So let's change this. Let's replace the quotes. MySQL version. Diff. Support MySQL 8. Push origin MySQL 8. Create the PR. And we'll wait for that. I am going to sign off because I'm out of time, but I'll probably merge this later today. Should be fixed when it's merged. So thanks for hanging out on another stream. And SimplyTest is back up and running a bit better. I'm going to try to get a better cadence on the maintenance. If you find any problems, just let me know and we can work on them. So thanks, and I'll be back next week working on the trial experience for Starshot. See you next time.